guys, I know it's been a while since I've done an in-person video, but I want to talk about something that's really important to me and something that I've been thinking about and that's been really bothering me. I've noticed it on a lot of the social media sites and things like that, and that's with regards to this wokeism agenda that's just been getting out of control lately in the video game industry and just the entertainment industry overall, especially in franchises that are really important to me and that I really value. And before I get into anything, let me just say that I'm not pro or anti anything. I really don't care what people get up to in the privacy of their own homes. As long as they're not causing harm to anyone, I really don't care. I just don't want to be lectured or spoken to in a condescending manner or like I'm a fool when you go to a game or a movie or whatever, a TV show, and you're looking for escapism, and instead you're getting some kind of gender studies lecture or feminism lecture or some nonsense like that. Nobody's interested in that. You can't tell me anyone actually appreciates that sort of thing and comes back for more of that sort of nonsense. There's no way. It's actually irritating and nauseating to actually suffer through that sort of thing. So, I mean, they need to at least be a bit more subtle about it if they're going to try to push something down my throat, At least my unconscious will have a chance to try and digest it or accept it. Otherwise, I'm just going to immediately switch off. So the first thing I actually want to discuss is what has been the hot topic lately everywhere. I've seen it everywhere on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's everywhere on social media, on 9gag, wherever, is Veilguard. Unfortunately, I have seen some of the scenes and I could see why people are negative about it and why people are, spreading a lot of hate about it. But there are people that are also blindly defending it. And I do wonder if those people have actually played the original games from the series, especially Dragon Age Origins, which for me was the superior game. And it's actually the most replayable game. I've probably played it 4 or 5 times. I'm busy with the current playthrough. I rebought it 2 or 3 times. I have the collector's edition. I rebought it on Steam recently, the Ultimate Edition, which, as you may or may not know, is actually broken. They released it broken and you actually have to fix it in order to get anywhere. Otherwise, it's going to crash your computer after an hour of playing, after the tutorial. So they have a memory leak issue. But anyway, I did a video about how to fix that. Veilguard, you can take a look at the scenes. There's literally... I'm horrified by the writing. I don't even know what they were thinking. How could they think this was okay?
I'm pulling a Barf!
You can take a look at the scenes for yourself and make your own judgment. The writing is really lame and it's so irritating the way they've done it and boring. I could struggle to even watch the nonsense. It's so irritating. So you don't know who you can actually trust. Look at places like Kotaku, IGN, 9 out of 10, I really don't buy it. So yeah, I mean, look at what they did with Concord. They were giving it 7 out of 10 and that was an abysmal failure. I mean, for them to just shut it down after 2 weeks. I mean, it wasn't just the woke agenda that killed it, but it definitely didn't help things. Obviously Concord's issue was, they released a game in an oversaturated market. It was not free to play. It had quite a hefty price tag. It had really ugly, I don't know if you saw what the character designs looked like. It looked really ugly. It needs, if you're going to do something like that, it needs to actually really stand out and be special because you're competing with long-standing first-person shooters that people are loyal to, and they're not going to just jump ship and go to your game unless if you offer something special and interesting. And I think the problem with, these game studios is these executives don't actually know what gamers want. They're not actually gamers themselves. They just push forward their own thing that looks like it makes money for other places, so they just try and copy, and then they put the woke thing in as well. I don't know for what reason. They think that's what gamers actually are interested in, and it's definitely not, because that's not what their target market is. I don't know who they think their target market is. The supposed modern audience, I don't know if they're in the room with us, but I don't think they're here. So yeah, the modern audience is clearly not paying for these games, or there's too few of them. So who is their target market? It's just, I don't get it, and I don't think they get it either. And I think it's only going to be once people start talking with their wallets that people are really going to actually listen, and because that's all they care about, obviously, the bottom line. If they don't have the profits, they're not going to continue, and they will hopefully stop doing the same, stupid things that are causing them to fail. Because these things are big budget productions that are costing them hundreds of millions of dollars, and to keep doing things just without actual, I just don't get it. There probably will be a few more big flops. I mean, the Concord isn't the only flop that I can think of. I know about Dustborn is also one of those. You can also go into Assassin's Creed Shadows and talk about that. That would be a whole other discussion as well. I guess they're just going to keep delaying that until they get that right and hope the hate calms down. I don't know what. Good luck to them. I don't see it happening. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. At least I really was up until recently. I don't know. I kind of feel dead inside when I think about it. I was so excited for The Force Awakens when it released in 2015. I immediately went to get the IMAX tickets and see it in theaters, and I enjoyed it, and I was so happy. And then now we are just inundated with TV show after movie after whatever that keeps coming out. Some of it's okay, some of it's good, but it's mostly just oversaturated, and it's just too much to even keep up with. And The Acolyte is another example, a recent example of woke trash that has come out. I mean, they also got cancelled after one season, shock horror, because they received a lot of hate, and you can see why. I mean, really, what the fuck is this stuff? I just don't get it. What is this? What were they thinking by doing this?
What have you done?
Honestly, the way I feel with Star Wars as well, I mean, my house is decorated in Star Wars canvases and things. I've been taking the stuff down, and I'm putting up D&D posters and things like that instead. I feel a bit burnt out, and it feels a bit, like I said, I feel a bit dead inside when I think about something like that, and it was something that I was really obsessed with at one point. Something I really wanted to talk about that really bothered me as well was Ark, the animated TV series. So it started off really well. The first episode had, a lot of momentum. It seemed like it was well written initially, had a great cast. The quality was there initially, but it just really went woke and took it to the nth degree. They really pushed forward with the agenda there. Literally every single male character was flat one-dimensional. Villains, they were the bad guys, they were useless, and they were just interested in conquering. There was no real motives or any character development beyond that. But the female lead, of course, she could solve everything, she could do anything herself, and only other female characters were the ones that actually could do anything or, be of any use to anybody. It was just very frustrating, and I actually got so sick and tired of it by episode 4, and it's just annoying for me because I like shows and games that have a strong female lead, and I feel like we need to have more like that are believable and well written, but not junk like that is not believable and is just irritating because they're very clearly trying to push this nonsense through. And it's not believable. No one's going to actually watch it and enjoy it. And you look at IMDb, you have the 10 out of 10, then you have the 1 out of 10 reviews. So clearly something's amiss. If there's no middle ground, I don't know who is defending it so passionately, but it's not good. If you can't even finish the series because it's so bad, it's not a 10 out of 10 series. There's no way. So it can't just be me. Like, that was so irritated that I couldn't even get past the 4th episode or whatever episode. I would have had to force myself to finish the series because it was just getting so lame, so badly written, and the agenda was just getting so nauseating, what was being forced down my throat. And even if I agreed with it, I'm just getting irritated because I didn't watch the series to get lectured. I wanted to watch it to enjoy a well-written story, and it wasn't what I was getting. So why can't we go back to older shows, like Buffy? Look at Buffy, for example. That is an amazing TV series that is even rewatchable by today's standards. And I mean, Xena, Warrior Princess, Charmed, the kind of shows I grew up with. Terminator 2, I rewatched the other day. It is so well written. The female lead Sarah Connor is such a kick-ass character. Why can't we get more like that? Why is it so difficult for them to write characters like that? I don't understand it. They just don't make it believable. They make these characters infallible, these pure Mary Sues that, can do everything at the tip of a hat. They've got their PhDs in this. They can kick ass in this. They could solve anything, do anything. There's no real, dimension or faults or flaws or anything to them. They just can do everything, but every male character, especially the white male characters and whatnot, are just absolutely useless. That's literally what they've been pushing forward in these with their agenda, and it's just, people are just irritated that nobody wants to watch that and, find enjoyment in something like that. You can't tell me anybody's really, truly enjoying it. Their target audience must be so small, this modern audience or whatever they like to call it. It's no wonder when they're trying to get sales directed at those audiences that the sales are so small, especially with games like Dustborn, Concord, all those sort of things. It's no wonder they're failing. So you can see where the problem is. Another two series I want to quickly touch on, because they are their whole own video, is The Wheel of Time and The Rings of Power. The Wheel of Time, I couldn't even suffer through more than an episode because they changed so much from the books, and it is literally, I don't even know where to start. It's just so bad. I couldn't even suffer through more than an episode. It was really bad. The Rings of Power, I haven't actually watched. I've seen so many reviews about it, and again, I don't know if I could trust these reviews or not, but it sounds really lame, and some of the things I've seen, the scenes I've seen with the orcs now having babies and things, and what are they thinking? They've changed so much from the original source content. Tolkien would be running in his grave if he could see the kind of shit that they're spewing out. And they are using millions, hundreds of millions of, even billions, I don't know how big these budgets are, but they are spending fortunes trying to pump this stuff out. And it's just really sad because it's just failing abysmally, and I don't know what the purpose is. Like, who is writing this nonsense?
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
Yes, Miss Kennedy, some of the execs are just expressing that maybe...
Well, that maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
Sure, yeah. Well, let's try that. Again.
Some of the scenes I've seen from Veilguard, some of the romance scenes, some of the, like the thing with the push-up scene, I feel like that must have been written by an AI or something, because how could someone have written that and thought that's good? Let's put that in my AAA game. People are going to enjoy this. This is entertaining. There's no way people could be so disconnected. People that wrote such great characters and stories from the original game, from Dragon Age Origins, there's no way those are the same people. Gonna just wait for the 90% discount or for it to become free on Epic Store. I mean, it took 10 years for Dragon Age Inquisition to become free on Epic, so anything's possible. I'm prepared to wait. I'm definitely not gonna be paying full price for Veilguard. And I worry about the future of Bioware, because where are they gonna go from here? They've already failed epically with Anthem. And now, yeah, Veilguard, again, I don't think the sales are quite what they should be getting for such a popular, well-known series that, it really should be doing a lot better. People like to say, oh, there's 80,000 players, peak players on Steam or whatever. There should be more than that. If you look at the new Monster Hunter game, there's 400,000+ players for that game currently. So clearly it's not actually doing as well as people think it is. So I don't know what the actual sales numbers are. I haven't, looked at it further. They haven't released, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be reaching the targets and expectations that they probably had set for themselves, especially with the kind of budget that must have been involved in making a game like that. So yeah, I'm really worried, and that's why I'm just a bit fed up, and I find myself replaying the old games, because at least it's enjoyable and I know what I'm getting, and I just love the nostalgia, and there's so much replayability. So that's how I feel about that. very annoyed in general about the current situation in the gaming industry. There are a lot of new games are just dropping the ball. A lot of TV shows and beloved franchises aren't so beloved to me anymore. I've just really lost interest. I don't know how you guys feel. Please let me know in the comments. It's a bit discouraging, and I hope that people are going to speak more with their wallets and things will change. They will realize that they are actually just alienating the target audience, well, the actual audience, the actual players, and they're not actually going to have the kind of success that they're hoping to have if they keep doing these sort of things. And they need to change. It needs to go back to the old ways. They need to think about actually writing well-rounded, believable characters and not just trying to push forward agendas just so that we can now do our push-ups because we said they instead of she. I don't know. Really, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you agree, if you disagree. I mean, I'm up for discussion or debate. As long as, you know, there's some reasoning and it's civil, I'm very happy to debate anything with anybody. The whole point is to have critical thinking and not just buy things at face value, not just be gullible about all this nonsense. Just think for yourself, you know, and decide for yourself. Use common sense. I think that's really what the problem is currently. There's so little common sense in these big studios, and I think most people do have common sense, and they're not going to buy this sort of nonsense or buy into it. I think people are getting fed up. So I hope I'm right. I hope things will change and get better, but it does seem to be intensifying as well with time. So look at this year and the crazy things that have been happening this year in the gaming industry, in politics and all that. Look at what's been happening. People have had enough, clearly. And I feel like not enough people are actually saying what they truly feel or being honest like they truly want to be because they're so afraid they're going to offend somebody. It's insanity. I mean, some of the people that try and be a little bit critical about Veilguard have to preface everything with an apology beforehand because they're so afraid of being critical. I've tried to say something before with something else related to it, and you literally will get your comment deleted or banned or whatever. They will ban people just for being critical thinkers. You can't even criticize it. You can't say anything negative. You don't have to be a hater or a basher or you know, attack anybody, but you should be able to think for yourself and have your own opinion and judgment. There shouldn't be anyone that says that's wrong for you to have your own opinion or your own judgment or be a critical thinker. That's not okay. I mean, otherwise then we're just living in a cloud society or some kind of simulation. It does feel lately like it's some kind of a simulation, for me at least. I mean, it's so unreal how insane things have gotten. So yeah, just let me know what you think. And if you like my video, if it helped you in any way, if you found it engaging, please like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it.